Okay, so time to show how Hero Combat Simulators and the Champion slash Icon application integrate with each other. On my right, I have the Hero Combat Simulator, which is responsible for tracking characters, their stats, combat, all that kind of good stuff. And here's City of Heroes slash Icons on my left, which is going to be my desktop where you can see all the characters, do all the things that are being tracked in Hero Combat Simulator. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a couple of characters here. Let's go and add bad guy first. And you'll notice that as I add him, he automatically gets spawned inside the City of Heroes kind of icon application, which is awesome. Now I'm going to go, and this is my bad guy, Kobold, which is a funny name for Goblin, or a fancy name for Goblin. And now I'm going to go and add a good guy. So I'm going to go into my Heroes folder, and look, I've got a character called Spider. I think we can all infer where his influences come from. Okay, so now I got my good guys here. I'm just going to maybe get them a little more close to each other so they can get into some hand-to-hand combat. There we go. So now they're ready to go. Actually, you know what? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get them into a little bit of a combat stance. There, that's a little better. And I'll show you how I do that later on. And there. Now he looks a little more ready. They look like they're ready to go. And so then I go into Hero Combat Simulator and I just start the combat. So this is just a little bit of an initialization screen. You'll notice that Spider got automatically targeted because he's the character who's actually ready to go. We're looking at, if you can see here, it's phase 12 and it's Spider's turn. And so I'm just going to have him do a real, I'm going to go real defensive. I'm just going to have him dodge. And see, you see there's a little emotion, a little emoticon there. I'm going to put better animations as I go. But now it's Kobold's turn, and so this is what I really wanted to show you is kind of how combat works. So I'm going to get Kobold, I'm going to start real simple, and he's just going to try to punch Spider and see what happens. And so the first thing that happens, you'll notice here, is the animation plays just to confirm that the system registered it. But this ton of dialogue shows up in Kobold, and I'm just going to click on Spider to say, it's time for you to take your medicine. So what's neat here is you can see the punch going, and then you can see Spider dodging. You kind of, nah, you can't hit me. But in all seriousness, what's really cool is all of that came from this data, where Kobold activated a strike, Kobold missed Spider, and then Kobold ended up using some endurance. Okay, so now we're going to, that's not very interesting, just watching a punch and somebody miss. So great thing about Hero Combat Simulator is I can go back in and override anything. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to force the target to be hit, and we're going to see what happens. So let's go force the target to be hit. We see a punch, we see a knock, and oh, boom, he goes flying back. So the cool thing about what happened here is if you look up here, Kobold hit with a certain amount of damage, Spider-Man took a certain amount of stun, he was knocked back 3 inches, which is 2 meters in Hero Combat, in the Hero System terms, and then, kind of fell flat on his back. And, the system now actually records the knockback, so it went back 3 inches. You can also see here, his stun is no longer nearly as perky as it once was. And so you can actually kind of track what's going on in an almost video game kind of way. It's kind of neat. You can sort of click on any one of these guys and it'll tell you how much stun or endurance they'll have left.